Have you ever wondered what you should not do when looking to buy a home? I share 8 things you should not do on this episode. Welcome everyone to this episode of the Ask Jason Gelios show. I'm Jason Gelios, Michigan realtor and author. Really appreciate you guys tuning in here. I speak with a lot of home buyers and I get a lot of great questions. This one is, are there any tips on buying a home? In other words, is there something that I should not do, right? I've shared tips about what you should do. And maybe I've even shared some where, there were some tips in there about what to avoid when buying a house. But I'm going to share with you 8 things that you should absolutely not do when buying a home. Before we dive into this though, if you're not following me on social media, you are missing out. Go ahead and follow me on social media. If you're watching this on YouTube, go ahead and hit subscribe and hit that bell. You don't want to miss out on this episode that I upload every week, as well as other videos that I do, including my almost daily real estate rants. Now, let's go ahead and dive into this, okay? So number 1 of my list of 8 things that you should not do when buying a house. Number 1 is don't apply for credit cards. Don't apply for anything. Even if it's not going to affect your score much, don't apply for anything. Number 2, don't buy a new car. It's a big purchase. If you are qualified and things are a little bit tight, which it is for a lot of first-time home buyers, but in general, if your car payment is higher, it puts you into a different percentage of debt versus income that the lender looks at. So don't buy a new car. Number 3, don't make large purchases. This could tie into number 2 about buying a new car, but don't go out and buy furniture when you find a house and you're not closed yet, okay? Wait until after you're closed, then get the furniture. Don't make large purchases. Number 4, don't change jobs. Even if it's in the same field, I don't recommend, unless you absolutely have to, okay? Sometimes you have to, but try not to change jobs or make a drastic change with a business you own. However you get your income, don't make huge drastic changes. Number 5, don't change around your credit card accounts. Don't try to get more credit available. Wait until after you're closed on your home. Don't close out a card and open up a new one. Okay, just don't change credit card accounts. Number 6 is don't become past due. This seems obvious, but you will be amazed at how many people, for example, if they're looking to buy a home and they are selling the home, maybe that home isn't closed yet, and so they stop paying the mortgage because they're like, well, we're going to close on it. And I don't recommend that, but sometimes people do that. So don't become past due on any debt. Pay things current, pay your current mortgage until you sell that home, or whatever the case. Pay your rent until you are out. Number 7, don't spend your savings. Maybe you can spend a little bit, but don't take out huge amounts from your savings unless you have to. If part of it is for, let's say, appraisal, just let the lender know, hey, I'm paying for the appraisal out of my savings. Okay, lenders use savings as a part of your qualification. And number 8, don't move money without it being documented. If you are receiving a lump sum from family, you're going to have to document that probably in what's called an LOX, or a letter of explanation to the lender. If you are moving any money in any way, shape, or form, large amounts, I'm talking large amounts, not $50. I'm talking like 1,000, maybe even 500, depending on what type of home you're buying and how the lender has you qualified. So these are 8 things that you absolutely should not do when looking to buy a home. The bottom line is just don't change your situation that much, or your debt, or your accounts, whatever the case may be, your car. Okay, don't make huge changes when you are looking to buy a home. And if you have any doubts, go ahead and reach out to me. You can ask me a question. I love it, as you know, because I have the show. But you can also contact your lender that has you approved and say, listen, I'm thinking about doing this and that. how's that going to affect me? Okay, so I really appreciate you guys watching this episode. Hey, if you're on Amazon today, like most people, go ahead and search for my book, my real estate book, Think Like a Realtor. It's a little book about buying and selling residential real estate, tips and advice. I'd love for you guys to pick that up and share with me what you think. You can leave a review. Be sure to visit my website. It's allabouttherealestate.com. I really appreciate you guys watching. Make it a great week. Thanks guys for watching this episode of the Ask Jason Gelios show. Did you know that I also have a podcast? Go to where you love your podcasts, where you love to listen to those podcasts, right? Search Ask Jason Gelios show, or you can search my name, Jason, Gelios, and be sure to subscribe. Take me on the road with you, right? You can hit audio. I add episodes all the time. Be sure to subscribe to my podcast. Thank you.